firststepreading.com.
Hi, this is Heather from firststepreading.com. Let's learn together. We're going to start with our calendar. We have the month and the days. There are 12 months in a year, and to remember them, let's sing a song. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, and August, September, October, November, December. These are the months of the year. So today we're going to talk about November. And November falls in the season of fall or autumn. There are 4 seasons in the year. There's spring, summer, fall, and winter. Spring is our rainy season where flowers bloom and animals are born. Summer is our hottest season. Fall is where it starts to cool down, so the leaves change colors and they fall off the trees. And then our coldest season is winter. So November is in the season of fall. Let's sing our season song. Spring, summer, fall, winter, sing them now with me. Spring, summer, fall, winter, which could it be? So those are our 4 seasons. We're talking about November today. And let's figure out what day it is in November on my calendar. And it's the number that comes after 23. So the easiest way to figure that out is by counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24 is a 2 and a 4. You want to write that with me with your finger? A 2 and a 4. 24. That's our number of today. And our letter of today is A. And then A says like apple. And our word family of today is an, which means words like can, pan, man, fan. They all have an at the end. So we said our number is 24, but now we have to figure out what color the 24 should be on our calendar because it's an A-B pattern. It goes black, red, and then repeats again. So let's figure it out. Black, red, 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 black, red. Our 24 should be red. Good job. Now let's do our days of the week. Let's sing our 7 days of the week song. There are 7 days, there are 7 days, there are 7 days a week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So for today, on my calendar, it is Tuesday. And if today was Tuesday, what day was it yesterday? Yesterday would be Monday. And if today is Tuesday, what day would it be tomorrow? Tomorrow would be Wednesday. And I said the season in November that we are talking about was fall, right? And to figure out my weather, I have to look out my window. Oh my goodness, it's a cloudy day. And then I would step outside, make sure I'm with an adult, and feel the weather. Because I have to feel the temperature. And it's not warm today. Where I live, it is cold. It is cloudy and cold. Cold is cold like a winter day. So if I go outside, I need my winter coat, my hat, my mittens, and my boots. Because where I live today, it is cold. If it was not quite cold like winter day, it would be cool. And maybe I wouldn't need my winter coat. Maybe I'd need a lighter coat, and maybe I wouldn't need a hat and mittens. Just dress warm, but not as warm as if it was cold. So there's cold, then cool. Warm, which means pretty hot, but not swimming weather, would be warm. Maybe pants and a t-shirt. And then hot is, woo, so hot out, I could go swimming. So those are our temperatures. And maybe you look outside today and you say, oh, where you live, it's not cloudy, it's a nice sunny day. Or maybe where you live, you look out the window and you say, whoa, it's a windy day. Or maybe you look out the window and it's raining and it's a rainy day. Or maybe you look out the window and it's snowing and it's a snowy day. So those ones you can see, and the temperature you have to feel. So if you want, all the worksheets I talk about are free at firststepreading.com. They're free, so your adult can go on to firststepreading.com and print any of the worksheets that I show you for free. So you can do your daily calendar where you circle your month and your date that you're watching this video. And you can do your days of the week where you circle what day it is today, what day it was yesterday, and what day it will be tomorrow. And you can also graph your weather. Okay, so those are some worksheets you can do to practice your calendar at home. So let's sing our weather song and then we'll move on to math. Can you tell me the weather, the weather, the weather? Can you tell me the weather today? Is it sunny? Is it rainy? Is it cloudy? Is it snowy? Can you tell me the weather today? So that is our calendar for today. And now we're going to move on to math. So for math, we're going to finish up with number bonds. Remember we learned about number bonds, the numbers that go together that add up to a number. So we did 2, 3, 4, and 5, and today we're going to do 10. 10 is a special number because we have our 10 frames. Remember we've talked about our 10 frames? We can make our 10 frames, remember, out of an ice tray. You leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares on top and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares on bottom. And you cover the rest with a piece of paper and you can have a 10 frame. So this is very useful, again, because we're working on the number 10. So if you have this, you could take it out. Or you can use your 10 frame mat. Remember where we put 10 counters on our mat and we took some out and we saw how many more to put in the other circle. I'm going to do it with our 10 frame counter today that we made, and you can also do it with your mat at home. Okay, so my worksheet says 1. If I have 1 plus how many equals 10? So I have 1 plus how many equals 10? So you either have your 10 counters here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you take 1 and put it here, and then you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you put them there. Right? That's how many are left from your counters. Or you can do it here, 10 frame. Where you have your 10 frame, you put 1 here, and then you count how many boxes are left because it's 10. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 boxes left. Right? I put 1 because the worksheet said 1, and then I have 9 boxes left until it's full. So I know my answer is 9. So I personally like using my 10 frame here. So I'm going to use it for the rest of them. So 7. So now I have to put 7 in my 10 frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I count how many boxes are left. 1, 2, 3. And that is my answer. 3 more until they're full. Now it says put 3. So now I take them out and put only 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay? And how many are left until it's full? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so if you have your ice tray counter, it's very useful. If not, you can use the mat again with your 10 counters on your mat. You start with your 10 counters, you put however many in this, and then you put the rest in there. And you count how many that is, because that's the one where it's asking how many to 10, right? Well, that is our 10 bonds. You can do it either with your ice tray or your mat. So now let's count by 2s, and then you can do your 2 worksheet at home. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. One more time. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. I also want to show you one more thing that I forgot to show you. So we have our bonds worksheet, but we also have it where it's addition, which is the same thing. Use your counters or use your mat. 4 plus what equals 10? That means I put 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And plus how many are left? Until I get 10, I count the blank ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my answer is 6. Okay? The same thing. This one says 7 plus 3, and it wants to know how much that is. So that one's a little different. That one you have to do 7 plus 3 more and see how much you have all together, right? That's a normal addition. This one wants to know how much, these 3 are asking how much until you get your 10. So you use your counter mat or you use your ice tray and you put this much and see how much left until 10. Okay? So there's those ones, making 10. And this is, remember, our just review where you can color part one color and see how much is left the other color and what plus what equals 10. Okay? So I'm going to do one more of these just in case you're confused, and I'll do it with the mat. So we did 4 plus, we said 4 plus 6 equals 10. Let's do 1 plus what equals 10. So I have 10 counters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm putting 1 counter in my box, right? 1. And how many left are here to go in that box? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 left to go in this box. So the answer is 9. So that's how you do it with your mat and counters. Okay? Or you can do your ice tray. Remember with the ice tray, you put 1, the same thing, you put 1, and how many left until we get 10? We count all our blanks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The answer is 9, right? That's these 3. This is addition. So that means 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 3 more. 1, 2, 3. And they want to know how many all together. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All together. Because addition means all together. This one is missing the piece. These 3 are missing the piece. We know all together it's 10, but we don't know what that missing piece is, so we have to count how many until we have to use something that's 10, and we have to figure out the missing number, right? Okay, so you can use this and put 4, 1, or 2 and count the missing ones till it equals 10, or you can use your mat with 10 counters. Okay, you start with 10 counters and you put the first number and count how many you have left to put in the second number. Okay, so 10 bonds, number bonds to 10. You can do your number bonds that look like this and your addition ones. Okay, numbers to 10. And then your counting by twos worksheet. So that's our math for today. For science, we're talking about habitats. We're finishing up habitats today. Habitats is where something lives, their environment that they live in. We learned about the Arctic, the freezing cold Arctic, that the animals needed something in their body that would make them stay warm. Remember, we learned about the blubber and the fur that keeps a lot of animals warm. Because the Arctic is freezing. It's made up of ice and water, freezing water. And we learned about the wetlands, the shallow water where crocodiles live, or in swamps or in ponds with birds and frogs and bugs, right? Shallow water. And then we learned about the desert where it gets very, very, very little rain. So not many animals can live there. And the most popular plant are cacti, right? Cactus. And snakes you'll find there, and scorpions, and jackrabbits, because they get very little water in the desert. Then we talked about the opposite of getting very little water. We talked about the rainforest, where it rains all the time. So lots of animals live there. And there's big, tall trees. So there's a lot of different animals like monkeys and jaguars and also bugs and birds, and a very nice place for animals to live. So today we're talking about 2 more habitats. We're going to talk about the ocean and the grassland. So first, let's talk about oceans by reading our story. What is an ocean habitat? An ocean habitat is a large body of water that is salt water and is home to animals and plants. Some animals that live in the ocean live only in the water, and other animals can live on land and in the water. So some of the animals, like fish, have to stay in the water. And other animals, like seals, live mostly in the water, but they come out and they go back in, right? Because they breathe with their lungs, and they need air to breathe, so they go out and in. And some animals have special lungs that breathe underwater. Those lungs are called gills, like sharks and fish. Some animals that live in oceans are fish, sharks, sea turtles, whales, seals, dolphins, clams, snails, and octopus. What is your favorite animal that lives in the ocean? That's a good question. So again, oceans are large bodies of salt water. And sometimes we find seashells by oceans. Have you ever found a seashell? That is actually the skeleton of some of the animals that live in the ocean. Most of the earth is covered in ocean. Most of the earth's oxygen is created by plants from the ocean. Did you know that? Because we breathe in oxygen that we get from plants. And most of that oxygen is actually created from plants that live in the ocean. So that's some interesting information about oceans. And now we're going to talk about grasslands. What is a grassland habitat? A grassland habitat is an area of land with lots of grass and low-growing plants. In the grassland, there's not enough rain to get tall trees, but there is more rain than in the desert. Some animals that live in the grasslands are zebras, lions, bisons, elephants, cheetah, deer, coyotes, and rhinoceroses. So there's grasslands in lots of parts of the world, And in some parts, they have the cheetahs and the rhinoceroses and the zebras and the lions. And in other parts of the world, you'll see in grasslands deers and coyotes and those kind of animals. Grasslands are found on every continent of the earth except Antarctica, where it's freezing. Remember, in the Arctic, it's freezing. There's only ice and water, so not in Antarctica. Have you seen a grassland near your home? I have seen grasslands near my home, and I've actually seen wild turkeys on my grasslands, and I've seen deer and rabbits. So grasslands are seen everywhere, but different animals live on different grasslands. But certain animals need grasslands to call home, right? You wouldn't see a fish on a grassland, right? It can't live there. It needs to live underwater. And you would not see a deer in the ocean because habitats are special for the animals and plants that live there. So now we're going to do an experiment. So we talked about oceans, and we said that oceans are salt water, not regular water. And why does that make a difference? So I'm going to show you an experiment. This is a regular egg from the carton. It's not cooked. And I'm putting it in water. And it sinks, right? Now, I'm going to take my egg out. Try not to spill too much water, and put a whole bunch of salt and turn this into salt water like the ocean. Your egg will float in the water because you've changed your water to regular water, from regular water to salt water. And salt water makes it easier for animals to float. So different animals live in salt water than live in regular water. It's not the same. It's not the same. Let's see. Yep, it's floating. You can see that. My egg is floating on top of the water because I put salt. See, we changed the water from regular water to salt water. So that's one experiment you can do at home with an adult, and then wash your hands because you are working with raw eggs. And the other experiment you could do is make your last two habitats in a jar. So here's my ocean habitat, and I taped some ocean animals around, so when you look through, you can see it has sand and some seashells, and then when you look through, I see a whale and a jellyfish, or you can tape these ones through, and I put some blue food coloring to make it look a little different. And this one I put grass seeds, and so when the grass grows, I'm going to put my deer, my elephant, and my lion around, and then you can look through and it will look like they're in a grassland. You could do it in a jar. And then we also have our cut and paste, where you cut out the animals that live in the habitats and you put them in the right spot. Okay? Those are our hands-on activities and experiments that you can do today for the last habitats. And then next week we're going to learn about dinosaurs. So we're finishing this up and we're moving on to dinosaurs. The alphabet is the names of the letters. Let's sing it together. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? And now we're going to sing our letter sound song. These are the sounds that the letters make. The letters have sounds, have sounds, have sounds. The letters have sounds, have sounds, have sounds. The letters have sounds, have sounds, have sounds. Sing them now with me. The b, 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 b. The C says k, 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 k. Like apple, bat, and cookie. The D says d, 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 d. The E says eh, 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 eh. The F says like dog, elephant, and fish. The G says g, 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 g. The H says the I says I, 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 I. Like girl, horse, or iguana. The J says j, 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 j. The K says k, 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 k. The L says ooh, like juice, kite, and lion. The M says mm, 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 mm. The N says mm, 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 mm. The O says ah, 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 like monkey, knight, or octopus. The P says p, 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 p. The Q says qua, 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 qua. The R says like penguin, queen, or rose. The S says the T says t, 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 t. The U says like snowman, turtle, or umbrella. The V says voo. The W says wah, 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 wah. The X says x, 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 x. Like violin, whale, and X-ray. The Y says yeah, 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 yeah. The Z says zzz, like yogurt and zebra. The letters have sounds, have sounds, have sounds. The letters have sounds, have sounds, have sounds. The letters have sounds, have sounds, have sounds. Thanks for singing with me. Our new sight word for today is have. So please practice all your sight words. Sight words are really going to help you when you're reading. You can't learn sight words and if you learn your sight words, that doesn't mean you know how to read. But you need your sight words so that you can read faster and you understand what you're reading better. So they're very, very, very important. So the words we've learned so far are a, am, an, and, at, has, have, not, I, is, said, the, and to. So we have worksheets to practice and a spelling list if you want to do a spelling test with an adult. So you can trace the words, write the words, and then your adult can read the words without you looking, and you can practice spelling them by yourself. So the spelling words have the new word have, and then they have our word family words that you can sound out. Can, pan, ran, and van. Okay, now we're going to move on to reading. So for reading, step 1 is underline my sight words. These are the words I should know by heart. I am, have, a, and. I am, have, a, and. And circle my phonics words. These are the ones I should sound out. Okay, and now I start reading. Oh, I have 2 sentences. How do I know that? How do I know I have 2 sentences and not 1? Because there's 2 periods. A sentence ends in a period and starts with a capital letter, and I have 2. Okay, so I'm ready to read my 2 sentences today. I am Dan. I am Dan. I a pan. Now I'm going to read the whole thing again. I am Dan. I have a can and a pan. Those are my two sentences for today. They practice the "and" word family and my sight words. So if you have our books, we are in story 2. We are finishing story 2. So it's called Dan. And we're practicing our "and" words and the same sight words. Okay? So you can read the story with an adult and you will be prepared. The word "have" that we're learning today is to get us prepared for next week because it's in the next story. Okay? That we're doing the first 2 stories so far, you can read with an adult. And you can watch your 3-letter blending short A videos to practice reading. Now lastly, let's write our sentence. I learned. It starts with a capital I, and I get to pick something I learned today. I learned ab, out, alt, w, period. I make sure when I write, I sound out my words, which means I stretch the sounds out. I try to hear as many sounds as I can. I put a finger space between each of my words, and I end with a period, an exclamation mark, or a question. And I could draw a picture about what I learned. I'm going to show you some worksheets you can do to practice. We have our short vowel "and" worksheet. We have our beginning letter sounds worksheet. And we have our reading comprehension of the book's worksheet. So you have story 1 is question 1, story 2 is question 2. Okay? Learning for this week, figuring out the missing numbers that equal 10, number bonds, the sight word "have" and reviewing all your sight words, and the ocean and grassland habitats. And please practice reading short vowel "and" words and your sight words. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the videos to see our latest videos. Have a great day, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
FirstStepReading.com